Alright, hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Dorothy. I'm your professional astrologer, and you can find me on the web at nhastrologer.com. And I'm having a special, and I would like you to, this is what it is, go to my website and sign up for my newsletter that goes out twice a month. Has everything on it you would ever want to know about what I'm doing. And if you sign up, what I will be doing over the next few months is choosing 3 people every month for a free 20-minute astrology session with me, and this is a phone session. But if the response is huge, then I will pick 3 a week. So come to my website, join my subscription, and good luck. So today I want to talk about December and what's going on for December. So we have this major cardinal T-square going on. And so the beginning of this, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit, and then the next little piece will be more specific to each zodiac sign, okay? So just listen in. You won't even know I'm doing it. I'm just going to cut and paste. So I want you to know we have between December 4th and December 10th, and that's the intense period. We can feel it a little bit on either side. We have Mars in the sign of Libra. Mars in Libra can be passive-aggressive. Our actions, we're looking for our actions to be controlled and balanced, but they typically don't feel controlled and balanced. That's why we're looking for that to happen. All right? Then we also have Mars making a square aspect to Pluto right around the 8th and 9th of December. And when Mars squares Pluto, this is obsession and this is controlled power is what we would call it. But we're looking for action. Mars in Libra wants action. Pluto in Capricorn is looking for those deep-rooted changes, those deep-rooted transformational pieces. Now, I know we're in Sagittarius time of year, but it feels very Scorpio to me because we do have some Scorpio stuff still lingering. So this means that whatever was going on and whatever is, transforming and coming up and out of us, like this, deep volcano, things are coming up and out, we can really feel it rumbling right now. Allow this healing process to happen. Allow this process to erupt. Because on December 10th, Mars will be in an opposition to Uranus, and that is quick, sudden shifts and changes. All right, so that's what we have. Mars and Uranus are in an opposition to each other, and then Pluto is, whatever direction, doesn't matter, is in a square to both of those. And Mars is the faster moving planet, so it's the one triggering everything. So that means we're seeking and searching for balance now that we've gone through some sort of deep and very deep transformation that has come from very much within and is coming up and out. All right? Allow this process to happen so you can heal. Deep things from the past will be coming up for all of this. So that's the hardest part of all of what's going on with this cardinal T-square. But when they're cardinal, that means it is about shifting and changing, and we're going to allow that to happen. Now, to finish off this general piece of what's going on in the middle of December, actually it's the first 10 days of December, we also have Mars is making a sextile to the Sun in Sag, and so the Sun in Sagittarius is making connections throughout this T-square, and they're positive connections. He's trining Uranus and a sextile to Mars, semi-sextiles to Pluto. So the Sun will help to put that silver lining and give us opportunities if we allow the transformation to happen that this T-square is asking of us. Because Mars, Uranus, and Pluto are the heavy hitters when they're together. It's like the mob coming through and making a change. It really is. Breathe, stay centered. If you practice yoga, it's just like, standing on one foot. You feel that straight, calm center no matter what's going on around you. Allow these shifts to come up and out. All right, I'm going to move on to what's good for each of the signs now. So for you who are Aries, let's look at December 4th, because another piece of what's going on here is Venus enters the sign of Scorpio. And I just talked a lot about Scorpio stuff. And so when Venus moves in the sign of Scorpio, December 4th through December 30th, right? Typical speed for her. This is in your solar 8th house. So to start off with, I say the word so a lot, don't I? I've noticed that. To start off with, Venus and Scorpio. Venus is the things we love, the things we value, whether it's beautiful things or relationships. Good food is part of Venus as well. But what I really get out of this Venus and Scorpio is we have very strong feelings, very, very intense, very obsessed in our personal love relationships. Now, if you're out there and you say, well, I don't have a love relationship, the other side of this piece is that we could really focus in on what we value, what we're good at, our skills and talents, what we're creative at, and with it in the sign of Scorpio, we can transform these things. So we can transform a hobby, something we're really good at, into a money-making income, or we can transform a relationship that isn't working well or needs to go to another level. We can transform that into something that is more beautiful and more healing and transformational for you. Obsession doesn't have to happen if we're open and honest about things. Obsession and jealousy are things based in fear. So if you take these energies, and we're using it for you, Aries, from your 8th house, that just means all of these things need to transform incredibly. Scorpio rules the 8th house in the natural chart, so that means you, Aries, get an extra intensity and an extra intense feeling, that transformation of your relationships and or those things you value is what's going on for you the whole month of December, as well as what I've already spoken about. It's a big shift for everybody, but this is how it plays out for you. All right, specifically for those, especially with Aries rising. All right, moving on. One of the other things that's going on in this early time period of December, I'm telling you, early December is just like our heads are spinning. But December 9th, Mercury moves into the sign of Capricorn. And when Mercury's in Capricorn, we're looking for foundations. We're looking for very, constructive thoughts, good memory, wisdom. You know, we're really, really focused on our communication and our thinking. And that will help to calm down and alleviate some of the transformation that's happening all around us, because that can just be, it's very, very difficult. But on December 19th, 10 days later, the moon will conjunct Pluto. It's an annual thing. It happens once a year. And so if we're feeling very solid, it's 10 days of Mercury in Capricorn. And by the way, this is in your career sector, Aries. So if you have something to say at work, or you're needing to sign a new contract, or you're wanting, additional work so you can step up your level or wherever you're at into more manager or whatever, take on more responsibility at work. These 10 days between December 9th and December 19th, when Mercury's in Capricorn, conjuncts Pluto, and then on the 20th, on the 20th, it squares Uranus, all in your career sector. This is some good news for you. So something will shift and change in regards to what your work is like and how much work you get to do. New managerial positions, most likely for some of you. So there's a lot of responsibility, but it's a positive shift and change. All right, and it will go on somewhere between the 9th and actually the 20th. I want you to keep an eye on that. All right, all about your career and what's going on out in the public view. We also have, backing up a little bit, on December 11th, we have a new moon in Sagittarius. There's always a separate forecast for the new moon and the full moons here, but that is very optimistic and very helpful with the T-square that we have going on right before it. All right, yeah, I know I'm jumping around a little bit on the dates, but you can keep up. This optimistic new moon in your 9th house is just helps you to feel more empowered and very happy. It's fire, just like your sign is. So it's very helpful for you to stay optimistic and take step forward, not to feel too stuck with that T-square especially. But come and listen to that new moon when we get closer. I'll have it posted up here. Then what else I want to talk about, December 21st, of course, is the winter solstice when the sun enters the sign of Capricorn. And that will help us to settle down and really feel, we're in a new season. And so the beginning of winter, and when it does do that, we get to really settle into where we're at. So all these changes in the early part of December will start to feel like we can settle in and we know what will fit and what won't fit. So this is a positive place. And then I will end the day with the forecast here right now with what's going on, let's see, on Christmas. Christmas Day, we actually have a full moon in Cancer. And this is wonderful because that just means everybody who celebrates Christmas is going to want to be home. And, I know that's a typical feeling, but having the moon in Cancer on Christmas Day is a place, and even Christmas Eve as well. People just going to be home, go home, You know, whether it's the weather makes you stay home and get all snuggled, or whatever it is for you, that evening and that day will be a great day to spend time with family and just feel very comfortable at home. Nice and warm and cozy, and good food and good company. That's family. All right. Let's see. On December 31st, New Year's Eve, I want to finish up with that one actually. We have the moon conjunct Jupiter. And with the moon conjunct Jupiter in Virgo, and that's in your solar 6th house, right? So your 6th house Aries. And that is pretty close to the eclipse that we had on September 13th. It was at 20 degrees of Virgo, only 3 degrees away. And so what that reminds me is that from whatever was going on in September, what we can do at the end of this year, on the last day of the year, New Year's Eve, is to focus in on our service to others, what our daily routine is like. And it actually wouldn't be a bad idea to set new goals for yourself on January 1st. I tend to leave that for our birthdays, but here you go. This is what we want you to do. So focus in on those details. The moon conjunct Jupiter on New Year's Eve is really fun. So whatever you were had going on in September, mid-September with that eclipse, you know, there's some way to relive that experience on New Year's Eve. All right, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you. Please subscribe to this channel. Most people never make it to this far, so I hope you do. Please subscribe. There's a subscribe button here. I'll put it up somewhere, one of these places. I don't know. It'll be up here somewhere, so please subscribe to the channel and share. And thank you very much. Yes. Namaste.